There we go. All right. I'm gonna need your phone.
Baby, I'm going to be in there.
Well, it started. All right, get that going. Hit this. There we go. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut a synthetic spinel for the Lottie Moon auction that will be at the church, our local church. What Lottie Moon does is gives Bibles and stuff like that to people in nations that don't have them. So what we're doing is during the auction, we're just basically raising up money for them to do things like that. And we're cutting this synthetic spinel as one of them. It's a nice, pretty blue spinel. I wish I had my little laser pointer light and I could give you a better look at it in the light, but I don't seem to have it on me right now. But it should shine very well. Lord willing. Let's see. I always get this mixed up because this one, for some reason, on the left side there's usually like your pavilion and then your crown. For some reason they mixed it backwards and got the crown up there instead of the pavilion. So and then I had my wife and my mom pick these designs out. So these are a little don't want to say new, but just a little weird for me. It's a really difficult design from my understanding. Now probably for more other people it'd be easy, but I'm just starting out. I've had about a month or so of cutting. So let's see, we got the blue light, we got the light here. So that,
You gotta put it more toward the middle of your lamp.
light out.
No. Down a little bit.
Nah, I've already put the light up. It's alright. You can't shine the light that well like that anyways. Alright, so let's...
Zach says hi.
Hey, Zach.
And
Hawaii?
says hi. Yeah.
Hello.
If I butchered that, I'm sorry.
Hello, Hawaii.
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 Yeah.
Am I saying that correct?
Poeia.
Hawaii.
Yeah.
It sounds like you were saying H.
Uh-huh.
Alright, so... let's see how this is going to work. Because I'm telling you, this is... we got to go 90, then 6, then 18, then 30. Lord, I hope this is worth it. Alright, let's do this. 90, and then 6. So I can get this cutting. How's everybody doing today? See if I can get this light a little further out like that so you can kind of see a little better. We got to go 90 and then 6. So let's go ahead and scooch that down. We want it to come to somewhat of a center point, I would think. Or at least from what the design shows, I would think. This is actually pretty hard. Who picked this one out? The star, the Christmas star.
Both me and your mom.
Well, that's a doozy. This is going to be a doozy. A real doozy. So how's everybody doing today? My day's going good, and it'll go infinitely better if we can get this taken. If we can get this done without it popping off the dop. Usually that's been my biggest problem. I think I figured out the issue with one of the first ones I did is I didn't let it dry completely, and it just popped right off the dop, and I had to keep recutting it, and it was terrible. It just didn't look good that way.
Kevin, it says hi.
Hello, Kevin. How you doing? But what we're doing is we're just faceting for for the Lottie Moon, and again, it's an auction that they do to be able to buy Bibles and then give them out to people in countries that don't have them, so they're able to read the Bible and hopefully create a relationship with Christ. So we do it every year around November at our church, and it's a fun time. Everybody kind of gets together, everybody has a meal, and then they do the auction. My wife usually blows it out of the water though, because she's a pastry chef, and if you can't tell by my accent, we live in the South. And will people pay top dollar for one of Laura's cakes? I am telling you, or one of her pies. Oh man, it is something to see now. You did a pumpkin cheesecake?
Yeah, and then I did a peppermint mocha cake before.
She did a pumpkin cheesecake and a peppermint mocha cake. And my Uncle Lloyd, who goes to the same church as us, he spent how much on that pumpkin cheesecake?
I have no idea, but he was
Like 200 and something.
He was not fighting people, you know what I mean.
Yeah, he was trying to get a hold of that thing. Yeah, I mean, well, your cheesecake's always good. Huh? You're welcome.
Mama Soares says hi.
Hello, Mama Soares. So we're cutting this out. To be honest, I don't even know if I'm going to succeed with this. This is a pretty difficult stone pattern, really. We're going to try our best. I'm really cutting it backwards, but I'm cutting it backwards because it feels weird cutting the crown first. Because then I don't have my pavilion cut, and I'm always used to going girdle, pavilion, or pavilion girdle, but always last is the crown. So this is unusual to cut it like this. So I'm going to just go ahead and try my best to get this done with the pavilion first. So we'll see if we can get that done. It's looking pretty good so far, though. I mean, all the cuts seem to be.
Mama Soares is asking, can you show us the pattern?
I got the pattern tacked up. Excuse me. Since it's the pavilion, I don't know if I should move a little further down or leave it to where it is. My first want is to move it down some more. Maybe just a little bit. Maybe just a little bit. We'll risk it. You know what? This is synthetic spinel. I can always cut another piece if it's one of those things. Let's go ahead and risk it and move down some more. Plus, I mean, with the people that usually come to the auction, they don't really pay a lot of money for things like these. Again, usually it's mainly the pastries and stuff like that. But I do want to donate at least something nice to the auction to hopefully get enough money for some Bibles at least on our behalf. Would be nice. So let's see, 18 and 30. If you don't risk it and learn, you're not going to make a better one next time either. Which, I don't know if I'll get this all done on live stream. Oh, Lord, can you go grab the citrine and the topaz I cut? I don't know if I'll get all of these done on live stream. It'd be nice if I could. But even if not, we'll do a little short of them being done. What I'm basically doing is I'm moving back and forth with this until my stop will stop the little quill here from lowering, and I'll try to show you as best I can. It's kind of hard. Go ahead, Joel.
Which one first?
Whatever one you want to show first. Just don't drop them.
I'm not going to take them out of the case.
Oh, okay. Well, you can't really see them that well if you don't take them out the case.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm trying to be careful.
It's the tiny one.
Mm-hmm.
Which one?
The citrine.
Tiny little citrine. So that's a little citrine I cut. And that actual citrine's a pretty valuable citrine. I got it from Joe Henley Ruff. And I can't remember the exact name of it, but it is pretty valuable stuff. Depending on the quality of it, it can go anywhere from $3 a carat to like $200 and something a carat. And that one right there is like 0.4 carat cut stone. So it's pretty nice stuff. It turns out to be really pretty. What's that one?
The pear one, the topaz, I think.
The tiny little pear topaz.
Yeah.
So that's a little topaz that I cut into a pear.
It wants to focus on my fingers and not the stone.
Well, the stone's a little.
There it goes.
The stone's a little, you know. Yeah, I don't think I'll have any problems in the future faceting tiny stones, that's for sure.
This one's a little better.
That one's bigger for sure.
Yeah.
And then I cut it as a standard round brilliant. Just because I was going to a pear, but then it had some impurities in it I had to cut out. And ended up just better being a standard round brilliant at that time. You know, saved more carat weight. Alright, so we cut for our first row of facets, we cut a rough outline of them, right? And what these are a 600 grit cut by, let me get my thoughts together. What this is the facets cut by the 600 grit plate. Now we're going to move to the 1200. The 1200 should help kind of smooth this out, get a little more roughness out of it, things like that. And then what we can do is we'll move to the 8000 grit lap. What that'll do is that will get it even more of the finer scratches out and stuff like that. And that's your pre-polish lap. And then we'll move to our 50,000 grit lap. 50,000 grit to get it nice and polished and shiny. Now, I know people usually stop at the 50,000 grit, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to move on to the cerium oxide as well to get that little extra shine on there. Even if it's just so tiny people don't notice it, it doesn't matter. It makes me feel better when I get to do it. Even if it's something that nobody can notice. Maybe it doesn't even help at all. It just makes me feel better doing it. So, you know what I mean? It's one of those things that you're just like, I probably doesn't do much, but I want to do it. So, what we're going to do is we're just going to put it on that 12,000 grit lap. And we're going to run it back and forth. And if anybody's got questions, please feel free to ask. I don't mind answering questions I do know about lapidary. So, and I try to be an open book when it comes to this. We didn't really live stream during the Hurricane Helene or a few weeks afterwards, kind of being respectful and letting people, I mean, obviously, not many people's going to watch us. Does anybody say anything, Laura? No, not yet. Okay. You know, not many people watch us anyways, but that's okay. We still wanted to give, you know, a break and kind of let that be, you know, not distract from it. We know a lot of people up in the mountains of North Carolina. We know some people who in the mountains of Georgia and stuff like that. And they're pretty big in the gemstone world. We didn't want to, I don't know, it just felt weird streaming or doing anything really while everything was going on there. And then our church took supplies out there, which I really am proud of the way people kind of came together. And you know, South Carolina and North Carolina's got a pretty big rivalry with each other just state-wise. And it was pretty nice to see that get put aside for when they're really in need. We were there to help each other. And it was real nice. Even went down to a pizza place. It's not necessarily really close, but it's somewhat close to us. And they have a food truck, and they said that they were taking their food truck, and another guy that was a restaurant near them was taking their food truck, and they were going to go up there and serve food and stuff like that. So it's awful nice of them as well. Gotta do these cuts. I feel like it's coming together pretty well, but who knows? This is a new design, so part of me don't even know when that initial cut's done, to be honest. This is going to be a hard design, I know that much right now. I can already tell it. But we get through it, we get it finished, we get it not looking nice and neat and good. And hopefully that works out for us. Works out for the church too, hopefully. We're also going to give away a knife, I think. I don't know which one. Might even give one of my personal ones away for Bloody Moon. Has a more or less a thank you to the Lord for all He's done for us. But even if we don't give a personal one away, we're definitely going to give one away for the auction. I'll be honest, without God, I wouldn't even have the talent to do this. Because I jumped in it right away, and it just started coming so easily. And I know some people would disagree with me on that, but it feels like it came to me so easily. And I know that's gifts and things like that are something that's, I don't believe you get naturally. I think they're given to you by God. And I feel like if I don't give back in some way, it's like it's not a snub, but you know what I mean? It's kind of like a disrespectful to Him. And then 78's next. We'll see if that works out really well. Worst thing that happens is we got to come back and recut it to get it looking like a true pavilion, which is fine. Next time I might not have my mom and wife pick the stones, because they have a uncanny ability to pick some of the harder ones I haven't done, and which I mean I told them to go ahead and pick, so it's not their fault, it's my fault for saying go on and pick whatever one you want. But they're, I mean, they got a pretty good ability to test me, so, when it comes to my skills.
You got this, babe.
Yeah. Lord hope so. Excuse me, I had to get me a little bit of drinking water. My throat was parched. So we're going to go back to 90. We're just going to run that on the 90. See what we can get going.
On the sources, what are the numbers you talk about used for?
They're used for the index wheel. The index wheel is kind of like, this is the index wheel right here. You see these numbers that run across here? It's kind of hard to see, I know. But these little numbers here match up to the diagrams. Now the diagrams are designed to give you your facets, right? So you have to match up your index wheel to the diagrams. I have a 93 index wheel, and what this is it's all basically the diameter of the stone, and you're cutting in diameters as you go. But also, I don't know if you can see it here, but you have a dial. That's your angle dial. And what your angle dial does is each little bit of angle puts another little like depth to the stone. But with each depth you're gonna have to go around that index wheel, which gives you all the different little designs and everything like that. Pretty cool, but it can be very challenging and very rough. I hope that explains it. That's about the best size I can explain it. I hope that does explain it though in some way. Ooh, that's looking pretty. That's a pretty shiny one. Thank you. I'm a wealth of useless knowledge. I just don't know how to hand the knowledge out to people. Let's see if I can get that. There's a little side piece. There it is. I don't want to cut. I don't know why. Let's see. It's starting to look better. I was supposed to go to the VA today, but the lady had to call off today, so we ended up didn't going. But I was going to stop by a friend of mine's place, and he's a jeweler, and chat with him for a minute and show him some of the new stuff I cut. But I figure since we didn't have the appointment out there, we just go see him next time. If anybody's got questions, please let me know. I'd be more than welcome, or more than happy to answer them.
Mamasaurus asked, where is that stone from?
A lab. This one's synthetic. Synthetic spinel. Excuse me. I don't know where the lab is, but I do know it's synthetic spinel. Let me look at this. That's weird. It's cutting it out, but it's not cutting it out. I have a feeling I'm going to be grinding on this one for a little bit. It's starting to come out now. Yes, I do. I cut both real and synthetic. My wife just showed off some of the real stuff we cut, like the citrine and the topaz. The amethyst I posted the other day, that's real as well. But we also cut some synthetic too. Right now I'm mainly just planning on cutting them for like, friends and family and things like that. And then, like auctions and stuff like that, until I can get enough experience to cut the real ones and feel pretty comfortable with that, and then I'll be cutting the real ones more or less more or less more permanently. You know, it's a little better to screw up on a synthetic piece that doesn't really, it's not really going to hurt you that bad for messing up, than one that is real and, you know, may cost you, you know, $50, $40 to get another stone like that. But I could pay 30, 40 and get a pig piece that I can just cut up and practice on. So, you know, it's just economical that way. I think my wife was very happy when they called to cancel that appointment. And it was under a bad circumstance, but still, they called to cancel it, so I think she was more than willing to go back to bed. You know, I think we're good. So it does take a little extra longer to cut when you run into things like that, and I feel like the next few is going to be...
Mama Sora says, just FYI, the stream keeps doing a lag kind of thing. It's lagging a little bit.
Do you have YouTube pulled up anywhere?
No. Unless you left it playing in the room.
You want to go check? It shouldn't be lagging when in the house. Part of me wonders if it's the internet we use though. I thought about possibly getting Starlink in the future if they don't start doing better with the internet around here.
No, you got it paused.
Okay. Turn your Wi-Fi off. No, you can't because you're watching the chat. Never mind. It's alright. Yeah, but if they don't start upgrading like they say they're going to, then Starlink may be in my future. Because I hear that's pretty good. Pretty good internet. Oh yeah, yeah. Definitely want to practice.
And then she said that it might just be hers.
It could be. Ours does lag sometimes though. So could be, could not be. Who knows? Gotta turn this around. What the hell's all that? There we go. I don't like when it does that. Leaves these little like bubbly streaks. And you know you're doing right.
She's got a bad signal on her end, probably.
Could be. Could be. We get bad signal too though, so I mean it's not one of those things that it's mutually exclusive. It could just be both or one or the other. You never know. There we go. One more pass with it like that. And it should be good. Well, at least for that facet. As the baby baby beating you up?
Oh, it's the stretching. The skin feeling on the stomach. It's uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable.
No, he's actually sleeping right now.
Well, that's good.
He'll probably wake up when I lay down.
As soon as you lay down, you get comfortable. I've been eating these fig bars, and I'm telling you what, them fig bars are good. I've been having fig bars and collards, and we had stroganoff today. That's a pretty good week. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Roasting you some pumpkin seeds.
Yeah, you're roasting some pumpkin seeds for me. I am one lucky fella.
Trying to make you have a belly like mine.
Yeah. You trying to make me compete with you?
I won't be the only big one in the house.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe that's why Ranger gained weight.
Huh?
So maybe that's why Riley gained weight.
Riley gains weight because she can't say no. I gain weight because I'm by law not allowed to say no to your food because we're married.
You're not hungry. You don't have to.
If I get hungry,
Mama Sora says the baby finds faceting relaxing.
maybe.
And then she's asking fresh pumpkin seeds.
Yes. When did you get a pumpkin?
2 days ago?
A few days ago. Like 2 days ago. Pardon. Like 2 days ago.
We had a pumpkin.
So she's pureeing the pumpkin, right?
Yeah.
She's pureeing the pumpkin, and then she's roasting the seeds, which I'm a huge pumpkin seeds fan. I don't like that they don't salt them enough. I like salty pumpkin seeds.
Well, I hope I salted them enough for you.
Well, I can always salt them more,
Yeah.
you know, if they need to be. But I'm just saying, like, when they say they're salted on the bag and they're barely salty, you know, it's kind of disappointing. I gotta keep rotating this up. And it's working good though. It's coming out to be pretty good. I think people at Lottie Moon's gonna like this a lot. At least I hope they do. I pray they do. How about that? I pray they like it a lot. Enough to buy a few Bibles.
I gotta figure out what I'm gonna make.
For Lottie Moon.
Yeah.
Pumpkin cheesecake.
Well, I can just make Uncle Lloyd an omelet.
I know, I was a joke. I was just trying to make you smile.
Well, it worked.
Well, good. Alright, so we got the, what is it, 800K lap done. Now we're going to move to our 50K. Our 50K. K-lap. It's tomorrow's Saturday, Lord.
Yep.
It feels like the days are flying by.
Well, Sunday's homecoming.
Sunday's homecoming, and then next Saturday we got our thing, and then
Yep. That'll be the end of October.
yeah, and then November we got the Renaissance Fair to go to.
Yep.
So we got a pretty busy.
And then Lottie Moon's in November.
Lottie Moon's in November too. Yeah. We got a pretty busy time ahead of us.
And my house is a mess.
Yeah. House is a mess.
Trying to get the nursery done.
Try to get a little everything done.
Well, I just gotta prime and paint one more wall, and then I gotta do the mural. So let's get there. I'll probably work on that tomorrow.
That ain't vibrating that light. Alright, let's see, we got that done. Now we gotta go to 06. It's polishing up pretty good though. The synthetic spindle's polishing up very well. Again, I'll probably do some cerium. I know maybe some people say aluminum oxide lap would be better, but I don't have an aluminum oxide lap yet. I need to order one from Lightning Lap, and then I gotta order another wheel, which a buddy of mine from Copper Canyon, he owns Copper Canyon, his name's Mike. We were talking the other day, and he was telling me about how some people are resining their laps with their own diamond paste, and I mean, it looks interesting. Looks like an interesting video. I don't know if I want to try it or not. Mainly because it kind of helps companies stay in business when you give them their business. You know what I mean? And with that, when there's a business that's to innovate, you know, it kind of leads towards that innovation. So, I get the appeal of both doing it yourself, but I also think it's a good thing to kind of go to the businesses, because I don't want to see any more Americans out of business, especially whenever I know a lot of them, and it wouldn't be very good to see them go out of business. But everything is so expensive now. You know, it's an expensive thing to get into. That's why American lapiders, I kind of want American lapidry to come back. You know? In a bigger way than what it is. In a bigger way. And that also comes back to voting with your dollar too. You know? You vote with your dollar. You tell them, hey, you're doing a good job. Especially if they're doing a good job. Doing a good job, I want to keep buying your product. Keep you in business, and hopefully when people see that you're, even as a lapidrist, you're willing to invest in like equipment suppliers and stuff like that. I don't know. It almost makes it more legitimate, if that makes sense. Or maybe I'm just talking out my butt. Who knows? That's just the way I see it, though. It's the way I think. Lord,
What?
will you stop breaking things against me? I can't have nothing nice, can I?
No, it's my phone. It fell over.
It's your what?
My phone. It fell over.
Oh. Well, stop knocking your phone over.
I went to move it so I could see it better because I'm doing something. And then I went to put it down and it just fell over. There's a little kickstand broke.
Any chat?
Well, we're getting hearts.
That's good. I mean, it's starting to shine up, though. Well, I mean, it's obviously gonna shine really good once we're done, though. Alright, there we go. Alright, so let's see. We got 54. Let's go to 66. Look at that shiny. Like 66. This looks like a competition cut as well. It's called The Christmas Star by Charles W. Coville. And it looks like a competition cut, to be honest. It says between easy and moderate, but who knows? Again, like I said, I've only been doing this for about a month now, maybe a month and some change. Now we move to zirconium oxide. All right, there we go. Water and the wheel turning. Or the lap turning. Pardon, I should say lap. Let me get this back on the table. Get this running. Well, I just find that it just seems shinier when you do this. It just seems cleaner to the eye. Could be just my eyes though, but I do think it looks better. Let's see, 18. 30. The cerium oxide lap's usually your quickest lap too. I find that it's the quickest one, at least. And I've been awful happy with this Ultratech lapidary machine. And this is going to come in really handy because we actually had to get a new AC unit for the house recently. But with that comes not having to heat the house up with the fireplace the whole winter and only have a certain area of the house that we can be comfortably warm in during the winter. So, and then that also means not having to go outside and cut on my wheels out there and be freezing to death with water splashing up all over me. So, and it also helps with my back. So this winter, I hope, should be a lot better. At least I pray it'll be a lot better. Let's see, we got 54, 66. Another crazy thing about this design is this will not have a table. It's kind of weird. This is the first design I've ever cut that will not have a table. So this is going to be a little unique doing, you know. Hello, Oddcott. What is new, Oddcott? Alright, so we got those rows of facets done. Now you see, now most of y'all see, faceting can kind of be a long thing to do. That is just one row of facets on one stage, right? So you got your girdle, your crown, and your pavilion. That's 3 different stages. That's just one row of facets within the pavilion. The pavilion's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows of facets. I think altogether there are 84 facets in this stone. So it's a pretty time-consuming thing, but boy, is it worth it when you make something beautiful. It is really cool, and especially when you go like to a guy like me who never really thought they'd do anything remotely near like this. It's kind of cool, you know. So this is going to show up really good, I hope. But it's got some beautiful facets in it. Now, what's really heartbreaking is whenever you do all this, right? You do your pavilion, you do your girdle, everything's going good, and like before you get to the crown, it pops off the top.
I'm gonna say, don't be jinxing yourself now.
I'm not, but that's like a heartbreaker right there. Because you're like, oh, I just did all this and I have to go do it again because it popped off the top. So that's like a heartbreaker for sure. But fortunately, I did find a way that seems to be helping a lot. And it is this Loctite 480. It seems to hold on pretty good and absorb shock pretty good, and I think that's what was making them pop off the top with me, is whenever I was doing this, right, My master lap, the little silver plate that's underneath this one, is straight. It's aligned. But these come up on the ends a little bit, right? So in the center, it's tight, and on the ends, it kind of is up and will wobble. And when it does, you'll hear that. You'll hear those little skips in it. And that's when it does that skips, your stone goes with it, right? Because you're pushing down to maintain contact with the lap. But when it pushes back up, it gives a little shock wave to the glue. And after time, it builds up. Well, this Loctite 480, from my understanding, is your Loctite, but it has some rubber in it. So that way it can absorb a little shock a little better, because glue's pretty brittle. So it's something that I'm really happy that when I looked it up, I found it out, and I said, well, that's something I'm going to be using from now on. And it's been doing okay. I've had one stone pop off, and that was actually during a live stream. And we'd come back and finished it, and it looked fine. Looked great. So let's see. We need 94 to start off with. Let's see. Hold on a second. I'm just checking the notes real quick. So I think 94 and then 2. So that's our initial cross design. So we're going to go ahead and pull this back some. Does anybody say anything? No?
No, I'm keeping an eye on it.
Okay. I don't know if anybody has any questions.
Not yet.
Let's see. I'm going to make sure I'm on 94 because I always screw it up. Especially with the, like, these rows don't have any spaces in between them. So, like, my eyes automatically want to move to the one just above or below. That's 94 and 2 is what we need to do. And then, let's see. We need to do 94 and 2. And then 46 and 50. Huh. I don't know. I'm going to just trust the design. I'm going to just trust the design and see how this goes. Hopefully it goes well. Hopefully it does. So let's go ahead. Lift that up. Get some water pumping. Sounds like I got a text, but I can't check it or it'll knock me off the stream. Alright, let's see here.
Excuse me.
Okay. Oh, I think I see it now. No, this is the where it pins itself in for the cross. Let's see. I think that's it. Yep, that's it. Let's see if we can get this right though. This looks off though. This looks off. Let's see if it's off on the other one. It's 94. Let's do 2. Oh no. Not off at all. On the money, y'all. Right on the money. Okay, I'm happy. Alright. We got 94 and 2. So let's go 46 and 50. See how that works out. About need a little bit more. Want that to look nice and even. Need another bit on it. Tiny bit.
Almosaurus says, how many days does it take to do the average stone, or does it vary by the type of stone?
It varies by type of stone, the design, and then how good the faceter is. I've talked to some fasteners that say they can get a stone done within 2 to 3 hours if it's your standard round brilliant. Just because it's second nature to them at that point, which I mean, bravo. And then me, I think I've worked on a stone for 6-7 days straight, just worrying over it.
There was that one that you worked on for like a week straight.
Jacob's.
Yeah,
The repairs. Yeah, the repair. I did a repair stone for Jacob the jeweler, and I worked on that one for like a week and a half. And I mean, he said acceptable carat loss was 25%, right? I went well over that. I think I was at I lost like 40% of the carat weight when I was done with it. But it was so bad. I don't even know what happened with it, y'all. The tourmaline was so bad that it was missing facets on the commercial tourmaline design. Just missing facets altogether. I think it missed like 8 facets in places that you shouldn't be missing them, like on the pavilion, and then some by the crown. I tried my best not to lose as much carat weight, but it was between basically getting it right, and the RI wasn't even right on it. It's like somebody did it by hand and weren't even looking at it. And I just don't know. But it was genuinely, it was something I genuinely, I don't know. I feel like I gave myself a stomach ulcer over it because I really wanted to get it right. So.
But he liked it.
Oh yeah, he liked it for sure. He liked the way it turned out, and he's like, that's why I gave it to you, because I knew you were gonna. He said, I knew you were gonna fix it up, and you were gonna worry about it, and I felt like I could give it to you, and it was in good hands. And he's like, just one of those things. I think it was just, it was more me beating myself up over a stone than what I felt like he would beat me up over it. You know what I mean? But since he's a friend of mine and we talk a lot, or every time I come into a shop we talk, I wanted to do, above and beyond for him, for sure. So it's just one of those things that I definitely beat myself up over it. But yeah, me and him, we get along plenty good. Yeah, I think that's doing the exact same thing, which is what we want. But I'm definitely worried about it enough to let him know. To let him know. Let's do that a little bit more. I want a little bit more of an indent on that. There we go. And I might actually do frosted. And frosted's where you just kind of keep like a rough look to it, so everything else is nice and shiny, and then you got the rough look. It makes it stand out a little bit more for this one. And then the top, well, no, because this is designed to capture light and refract it all the way inside, so I better just polish it all the way through.
Next one you can do your frost.
Depending on what design the next one is, yeah. 26. Let's see, 26.
And that is pretty cool that you have jewelers interested in your work.
Well, we're friends too, you know. He's also interested in the knives and stuff like that. Like he's genuinely just a good guy. Plus, he really wants to buy stuff for my wife, because it's all like done here. You know what I mean? So he's pretty down for that. He wants an all made locally kind of thing, He's also tired of buying overseas. Me and him talked about it, and he don't want to really buy from overseas because they're not the best working conditions, and he doesn't want to, keep contributing to that as little as he can. So he's genuinely a good fella, and I'm happy to know him. Let's see, 53.0. Let's see.
Made in the USA.
That's right. Check these numbers. We got 10, 14, 34, 38. Hut. Pizza Hut. Huh?
That's the only hut allowed in this house. We don't watch football.
We're a baseball family.
Yeah.
And we're an Atlanta Braves family.
Yeah.
You don't sound too...
Well, I knocked the phone down again.
I say you don't sound too convinced about that, Laura.
Oh, I am. I'm hurting.
So, I mean, I like football well enough. I like college football the best. I'm a Clemson's Tigers fan.
But if I ever watch football, it'll probably only be college.
Yeah. I'm a Clemson's Tigers fan. Let me dip this in there. While most other people right here, Gamecocks fans, I'm Clemson Tigers fan because I like to argue. let's see. All right, so we're going to go back and we're just going to polish the ones we just did. I was going to move on to the next set, and I was like, no, I need to follow these. If I'm going to get this done correctly, I need to follow these instructions to the T and not be so presumptuous.
No shortcuts.
It's not a shortcut. It's literally skipping ahead and then coming back and doing it, and then skipping ahead, coming back and doing it.
No half-assing.
It's not half-assing. It's, you don't know how to face it. So you don't know what I'm saying.
I know, I'm just picking.
That's why you're not allowed in the workroom more.
Hey, I'm in my corner.
You got me sweating.
I'm in my corner.
You got me sweating over here, picking on me in the middle of something like this. That's like going up to a brain surgeon and poking at the medulla oblongata.
All right, water boy, calm down.
He's got all them teeth and no toothbrush. Mama's wrong again.
Mama Sawyer said a lot of people are probably at games tonight, Friday night football.
Yeah, I would think so. I think a lot of people's watching. Plus, the NL, is it NLDS that's playing tonight or ALCS?
I don't even know what sport that is.
It's baseball, Lore.
Oh, I don't know.
You don't watch unless the Braves are playing.
Exactly.
But the Mets are against the Dodgers, and then the Cincinnati is against the New York Yankees. And then the winner of those two will go on and play in the World Series.
Who would you rather win? I know Braves, but if you had to choose between
The teams that are still in right now?
yes.
Even though they're a very staunch division rival, I would like to see the New York Mets win because they took the Phillies to task. And the Phillies, I mean, look, I try not to be mean towards other people, but the Philadelphia Phillies fans have just been obnoxious. Not even buttholes. Like, you know, they had a good team. Like, they're a good team. But they're just obnoxious in the way they act. And it just makes me not want to see them win. And, like, the New York Mets fans, they can be the same way. But they're definitely the underdog. And it's just, I'd also like to see the underdog win. And since they're the National League, which, I mean, I go for a National League instead of the American League all the time, other than it's, you know, a really big circumstance. Like the Texas Rangers last year, I was rooting for them to win, you know, over the Arizona Diamondbacks. Even though the Arizona Diamondback was a young and plucky team, I was like, the Rangers, they've been in MLB for a long time, and they haven't had that World Series victory. So I was like, I kind of want those guys to win. So I try to stick with the National League if the Braves are knocked out, and then also because they did some damage to the Phillies and kind of humbled the Phillies fans. Not quote unquote, they humbled them. They humbled them now. So it was kind of nice seeing that. And so, you know, I'd like to see the Mets win against the Dodgers. Plus, the Dodgers is a money team. You know, it's money ball at that point, and I would just like to see any team that buys their way to a World Series just seems like cheap. You know. 46. Turn that back to 46. I feel like I could probably go a little deeper. I'm trying to see though. I for sure need to go deeper. I for sure, I think. So I need to have these little marks here meet to the girdle mark here from what I can tell. So, wish there's a way I could attach the camera to this little thing so you could see through it and see what I'm seeing. It'd be a lot better. So, we might have to go back and do that. But that's the thing with these designs you've never done, anything like this. It's all trial and error. And we'll trial and we'll error and we'll trial and error until we get it right. And that's okay. What's wrong, boy?
On my back.
Your back's hurting?
Yeah.
How long have you been streaming for?
It's 9:09. It's about an hour.
About an hour. All right. You can give me about another 10 minutes and we'll call it so you can go lay down. How about that?
I think I'm gonna walk around some. Just to stretch.
You want to fix me some drink while you walk around?
Yeah, I can do that.
For when we get off?
Yeah.
Let's start with 94. Let's start with 94 and we'll move from there. Yeah, I need to learn my lesson about asking my mom and my wife picking the designs. Because I just, oh yeah, y'all can just pick whatever you want. Boy, they really lay into me. Which is kind of good because it does make me get better. It does make me get better. So, I ain't really complaining as much as I'm just, you know, joshing, BSing. So I would like to ask, where does the term joshing come from? It just seems weird that somebody's name's associated with messing with somebody. Closer. And that's a good thing I caught this before it was too late. Come back and have to recut everything all over again. I'd be kicking myself in the booty. which I'll actually have to check the score of tonight's game when I get off.
Mama sources, practice is how you learn.
It is indeed how you learn. And only the highest, what is it? Only the hottest fires forge the best steel. Careful now because we're starting to get to where we're going past where we need to go. I still got to line up those tips there. If I don't, it's not going to look good. Alright, looks like they're lined up. And we're good. We're good. We're good. Alright, so that worked out relatively well. Alright. So let's do 46. Alright, still working on it. Still a little far away apart. Here's the thing. Not a lot of people on something like this is going to look at it with as powerful of an eyeglass as I am or anything like that, but that doesn't matter. You want to do the right thing, you know, even when it does inconvenience you, because hey look, your name's going on it, you know. When I turn it in, when I turn this in at the, you know, Lottie Moon for our church, people's going to know that I did this because I'm basically the only guy that does this at our church. But still, people's going to know, hey, David did this. And I want people to, you know, consider what I do good. And it's not necessarily because, hey, they may buy from my wife. It's more or less, hey, you know, these people know me, my name's going on this. Last thing I want to do is put forth a disappointing thing. So we're going to try to do this to the T. Get this as looking as immaculate as it does on the design paper. Ooh, that one looks good. That one looks good. All right. So we got those two right there. Oh yeah, that's starting to look right. That's starting to look right. Okay. All right. So now we need to go to 55.5.
Allosaurus is asking what will it be set in?
Probably nothing. Probably nothing. We really don't have the money to bias setting.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to either that or start doing casting, but we don't have the money right now.
Yeah, all that just depends on money. Just mainly, nevertheless, we're just selling a gemstone. Or you know what I mean, not selling it, but auctioning it off, you know what I mean.
Other ones we sell.
Yeah. So we got 22 and 26. 55.50. And we're going to lower it. And I know some people are going, well, why don't you use your rougher lap? Or hopefully some people are asking this question. This is what I'd be asking if I was new to faceting. And I hope that new people who are new to faceting are watching. Why aren't you doing your rougher lap? Cut quicker. But this one's a little more precise, you know. It's less aggressive, basically. That's why. And I don't mind having the little extra time of getting it done right. But yeah, we just get it right. Once we get it right, then we can move on. But I don't want to move on until I get this thing right. Laura. Take it with you so you can just let me know.
Yeah. That is not a bad.
We need little earpieces. We're getting there, y'all. See, this is off. You wouldn't see it. This is off. Maybe by a micromillimeter. But that's enough. I mean, that's enough. Especially if I was to do a competition, that'd be enough to not be good. All right, we're good now. We're good now. And I do eventually want to get the competitions and do them. That way, hopefully, Lord willing, I can get to a master, what's it? A master faceter. Which would be awesome. Pass. Should do her. There we go. Alright. So we got that. Let's see, 24. Oh, 26. I had it right. And then 70 and 74. I want to see something. Because it says 55.5. The question is that 0.05 or 0.50? So we're about to find out. I'm about to do 0.05. Let's see how that turns out. Make sure I'm right. It'd be terrible if I was just cutting away, didn't even check, see if I was right. And if it is the 0.5, then I can always come back and adjust it. So I think it might be. But again, this is a competition fasting diagram, I think. So the way it's kind of put is a little weird. Because from my understanding, some of these competition fasting diagrams, they'll have like subtle errors in them. So that way you have to figure them out. Now, if that's the case or not, I have no clue. But that's just what I've heard. I actually think the other way's correct. So we'll go ahead and put that back up to 0.50. And then finish cutting from there. Which, I mean, hey, if that's the case, I ain't gonna complain, because that means I ain't gotta correct the other way so much. Let's just stick with it. Lord, I love you. All right. right. Yeah, I think we were right the first time with the 0.50. So. Boom. All right. We're just getting that final tip. We're just making sure those tips meet of the facet. This right here is called meat point faceting. When I first got into this, I really didn't understand what meat point faceting is, and now I've got a very proper understanding of it. So, all right. So that is actually where we're going to call it tonight. We're going to do a quick prayer to lead us out, because I know my wife is going to lay down desperately. So let's everybody bow our heads and do a quick prayer on our way out. Dear Heavenly Father, I'd like to ask you that if anybody here today is not saved, that they do become saved, and in that way they may enjoy the eternal kingdom to heaven. With hopefully everybody that I know, one of the great things about being a Christian is once you're saved, you want everybody you know to get saved. But I want to thank you for Jesus Christ sacrifice upon the cross and his resurrection from the grave, your grace and mercy upon us to send your son down to be that blood sacrifice to cleanse away our sins. And I just want to thank you for all the people that's been here today, and if they're dealing with any trouble or turmoil, that you look after them, put your hands on them, and guide them in the way that you would like to see them honor and glorify you in their life. And if there's anything that's troubling them or bothering them, that you wrap your arms of peace around them and comfort them. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. So that's it, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Just like my preachers used to tell me, as much as I love you, God loves you more. We'll see you next time.